So our next session is, so we go from speakers talking about one topic to one speaker talking about two topics. Jessica Cow, when do you ever sleep? It's so Jessica will start out. We have two of them here. I'm going to announce both of them and then kind of take it away for you to do the screen share in sequential order here. So Jessica Cow is the Director of Client Services at Digital Pie. Her two sessions, the first one is S333, Make the Most Out of Your A/B Testing with Marketo on Tuesday, March 26th at 2:30 to 3:30. And the second one is W101, Analytics That Matter, the right report for every stage of the funnel. It's Thursday, March 28th at 2 p.m. to 2:45 p.m. Jessica, you have the floor.
All right, thank you guys. Let me go ahead and find the screen. There we go. All right. It's hidden. There we go. All right. Okay. So the first session we talked about is making the most out of your A/B testing, and this really transcends above Marketo. It's really about for any marketer. So it really is really appropriate for not only the Marketo audience, but the Adobe audience as well, a digital marketer, any kind of marketer that's always trying to optimize, right? We're trying to, optimize, trying to figure out what is better. So we're doing A/B testing. But one of the things over the many, many years that I've been a Marketo customer, as well as been in consulting, Marketo consulting, is that I get constantly bombarded with questions about, well, how people wanting to test or people doing tests and not understanding, and rightfully so, well, how are you supposed to design your test? Because more and more as marketers with all this data, we have to be scientists and create, actual experiments, right? An A/B test is a scientific experiment. Well, the good news is that I spent the first, prior to becoming a Marketo purple addicted junkie and a data junkie, I was a scientist. For 15, 20 years, I was in the lab. I went to graduate school. I got my degree in cancer biology. I spent many, 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 many years in the laboratory. But so it's really about, how do you design an experiment? So, over the years, and I gave this as a workshop last year, and I've modified it this year for Adobe to give a full hour-long lecture. It's really about, okay, what are the important things that you need to know as a marketer to design a science experiment? Because that's exactly what you're doing. What's a hypothesis? What are controls? How do you have a control and an unknown? How do you set the experiment up so that you can get meaningful data? Because what happens is if you don't set your science experiment up, if you don't set your test up correctly, the data that you get is meaningless. You might as well be throwing spaghetti against the wall. So what we're going to talk about in this is basically how to properly set up an A/B test. What are the components that are really important? And one of the goals of my talk is that I want to strip out all the scary stuff. So nothing is not flashbacks to, science class and science fair experiments from when you were in high school. I want to strip out all the scary stuff and really focus on the things that are important as a marketer. I'm going to kind of demystify that. So I'm only going to give you the really important focus and concentrated bits that you will need. And then, options for if people really want to geek out, we can geek out about what overfitting data is and what, multivariate analysis is and things like that. We will touch on p-values, and p-values is really important, but again, it's not going to be scary. Everything is going to be really in digestible, bite-sized, happy marketer site type pieces. And then again, over the years, I've seen a lot of common pitfalls. So we're going to go through some real life use cases, kind of like these are the 5 most common things that I see that happen in designing experiments and how to avoid them. And because at Adobe Summit, our sessions are an hour long, yay, so we get more time, I'm going to add the part where we're going to show, in the last part at the very end, I'm going to show about A/B testing specifically in Marketo, how to do it, what to do, what not to do, and kind of how to take advantage of Marketo's features for A/B testing. So that's about how to make the most out of your A/B test. Okay. So the second talk that I'll be giving is the Analytics That Matter reports for every stage of the funnel. This is the 3rd year that I've given it. It's always super popular. So I do recommend signing up ahead of time. The making the most out of your A/B testing is already at 75% capacity. I know a lot of our talks are already like getting pretty full, and we're only 4 weeks out. So if you do know that you're coming to Summit, make sure you go ahead and sign up for your session in your session catalog. So this is year 3 for Analytics That Matter, and every year I put a little different spin on it. And this year, what I have in giving this talk over the years and having evolved, and analytics is always so popular. Everyone is always knows the importance of it, and people keep coming. so why is that? They keep coming, and they still want to know what those reports are. And we keep showing reports, and they keep coming. So obviously, there's a disconnect. And so what this year is, I'm going to focus on showing the reports that everybody wants to see, for every stage of the funnel, but really focusing on what the guiding principles are on what to report and what not to report. What I found to be most helpful for folks is that, reports that work for me in my exact situation are probably going to be different for you, because your company and your situation and your resources and your tools, everybody's unique. Everybody's different. But we're going to focus on the principles that are the same, that everybody can walk away with in creating the reports that are going to wow your boss and wow the C-suite, that are really going to be useful and insightful for you, and even to your unique situation. We'll go through some hidden gems of reporting and examples. And these are like reports that Marketo can do, even straight from just Marketo, the regular, with no add-ons. And we'll go through some of the reporting tools, that are kind of hidden, that aren't necessarily obvious that you can do. So we'll show some of those reports, and then also finally this year we're going to do a deep dive into Marketo on getting the data right to feed those reports. Because I can show you all the pretty reports and dashboards all day long, but at the end of the day, I want you to be able to do them. And the most important thing is getting the data right that really feeds into those reports. So we're going to get into smart campaigns, into flow steps, into smart lists, about what it really takes inside Marketo, and to roll up our sleeves to get that data right to feed those reports. So that's what I'm going to be talking about at Summit.
Backup. So the real important thing here at the end of this is, if you want to come to Adobe Summit, you haven't made the commitment to do so yet, it's summit.adobe.com to be able to sign up. We have a special super secret discount code for everybody who's listening to this and watching this, gives you $700 off the ticket price. It's S19MN. As you go to sign up, and that brings the price down considerably for you to be able to sign in. So we'd love to be able to have you here, come into Summit and join us and get a chance to meet some of these people firsthand. Everybody's really approachable, and that was the thing that I discovered